Good day, everybody. Have I got something to share with you? So we are at the farm. I haven't made it to Seven Creeks yet. Oh my goodness, I haven't had a chance to get there yet. We were dealing with quite a bit of smoke. There's no fires around our area. I'm thinking it's coming from way west BC. Somewhere over there. I think they have quite a few fires burning in that province in the mountains. They said 96% of the fire human related, right? Caused by people. There are building fires. They're not supposed to build fires. There were a few of them caused by lightning. And I always feel bad for the animals. Sasquatch, they know how to deal with that. I'm sure they're able to move. They're able to move fast, right? It's the little ones that can't make it out. And a lot of times it's the birds. Like if there's lakes or things back in these areas and the babies are still young, the parents leave. They have to leave their babies, right? So it's a little sad to watch, and we know when it's taking place too, because we'll see geese flocking. They wouldn't be flocking here till the end of the month. So we know that they've been probably burnt out of an area because of the smoke of our fires. The babies, I always think of the babies, right? The older ones are able to run and escape. The little ones, they lay down, they panic. Instinct, if there's danger, just to stay put. It's us who's interfering and interrupting and causing all the havoc. Sadly. Okay, so this would have been 2 mornings ago. I do my chores. The barnyard and my pens are behind you. 150 feet is where my boer goats are. They're actually in pasture. You might see some of them over there. I think they're making their way in. In the morning, I do my chores. I do my rounds there, and I make a trek this way. I come here to check on the gifting bowl, the Bigfoot chalkboard, which is, I got to update you on the Bigfoot chalkboard. Something interesting is taking place there. It's routine, right? It's something I do every morning. And I come on to this. Before we get started with that, I need to show you something here. We had some major rain, thunder and lightning downpours. It rained very, very hard. And normally we get, our screen left would be west and screen right would be east. And we are looking north right now at the chalkboard. And normally we get east and west winds, right? Clouds and storms, they usually come from mostly the west though. We do get the odd storms coming from the east. And I've got little visitors here. Hey girls. Hey ladies. Oh my goodness, you guys are pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so back to the chalkboard. This rainstorm, this thunderstorm we had, it came from the south. Not that often, right? Do we get rain and thunder and storms coming up from the south? Pretty strong, and a lot of rain packing a lot of power. And that day we had just a downpour, and the rain was coming right in here onto my chalkboard. The crazy thing is, I had birds up there. For those that are new here, what you're looking at there, the large one, that's a Bigfoot thumbprint. It really, really, truly is. They came here one day, and there was a big mud thumbprint there. And the one next to it, to the right, is mine. I stuck my thumb in the mud, and I put mine there beside it. And I believe this is Niwasip. It's one of the Sasquatch that I've named Niwasip, and it's the word in Cree for the number 14, because his track, when we first start seeing it here on the property, it was a 14-inch track, right? So I just kept calling him 14, Niwasip. And I believe this is his thumbprint. But the size comparison, right? So that stayed because it's mud. I believe that's why that was able to stay on the board through that rain. Above that, I had birds up in there. You can barely see them. The rain almost pretty much washed them right out. And then to the top right, I had a tree up in that corner, and there's a little bit of it left. Not much. And this is my gifting bowl, little doodle. It seemed like it wasn't even touched. I don't know how. And me, Sammy, and the Bigfoot on the left side of the board managed to, there's parts of it that I've washed away, but it stayed, right? It's still there. I might touch things up, or I just might leave this too. They've not really done much with the chalkboard. I'm gonna zoom in over there on my deck. I did finish my deck. For everybody, that was, in case you were wondering, that day that I finished, that night about 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, I hear a bang, bang, bang on my railing there, and I think they came just to say good job. I think because I was done, right? I worked so hard on that, and I did change my mind on the railing. I was going to go with that. If some of you recall, I was talking about a hog panel, like a mesh wire for the railing, but I went with this instead. It was cheaper. It was going to cost me over $200. I don't have that money, right? I just don't have it, and on my own I couldn't afford that. So, which is why I hope to do well with the channel. For any of those that are new or that are coming on board or that haven't, I do have a membership. I think I've got 4 tiers there. You can decide what that helps me to do this full time, right? This is full time. I'm doing this. This is a job now. This is pretty much one of my full-time jobs besides taking care of the farm and my animals, my livestock. I don't make a lot of money off the farm here. The membership does help me to do this full time. I would really appreciate it. It again, like it does help me to do this. Keep doing this. Keep on this journey. Keep bringing you content. All the money that I make off the channel, which isn't a whole lot, goes right back into the channel, right? But enough about that. Here we go. I was waiting until the sun was in the right spot so you could see this really, really good. So this is my chalkboard, and my house is right over here. That's my back deck right here, where my pointer is. And about 10 feet in front of the chalkboard, there's an old ant hill. It's so old, I've left it. I've just, it's one of those things I just chose not to disturb, right? I'm just that kind of person. There's a whole ant colony there. They haven't made it any bigger over the years. It kind of just stayed the same size. And so I was pretty excited about this. Finding it. I'm sure you can see that already. Okay, so this whole area here is one big ant pile. It's kind of flattened out. It's over years. But there you go. You can see it already right here. Right here. We are going to do a measurement. I brought my measuring tape. I will not pour a cast here. I won't pour any plaster in there just because of the ants themselves. I'll leave this one, but we will do, I did bring my measuring tape. We will do a measurement there. Do all that kind of good stuff. See if I can get a better picture in the shade here. This would be one of the Swan Lake clans. This would be the left foot. And I want to show you in the direction it's walking to. What do you see? Oh yes. One of them headed, we're heading straight to the gifting bowl. So we'll do a quick measurement of that without me getting all full of ants. I don't want to get any ants on me. So we're looking at from heel would be screen left to the big toe. We're looking at 11 inches. 11 inches. And that's the smallest one that I've seen here on the property to date. We've went all the way from 12 inches. That was the smallest one before this one. And this is only 11 inches. And then I have a 12 inch, a 15, 14, 15. That's the Niwasip. And then we have an 18 inch. And then the great big, the patriarch, the big male, he's 20-inch track. And we measured him, if you all remember the story of my mom, seeing him standing outside her bedroom window. Bottom of that window sill was 7 feet, and she could see most of his shoulders and upper back and his head above the 7-foot bottom of the window. So he's a good 9 feet tall, the big patriarch here. I've seen a smaller one than this at the river, but that's a whole different group, right? That's a whole different clan. I'm going to measure the width here. So we're looking at 11 inches, big toes right here. Heel, see the heel here? I wonder if, okay, let's do the width. So we're looking at 5.5 inches in width and 11 inches in length. You can almost see that better from this angle. Huh. It is a good track. A lot of times these cameras just don't do this justice. One footprint, and you know, they do that sort of thing. They'll just leave one in a place where I'll see it, right? They didn't have to step here in the ant pile because the ground around here is very, well, it's gravel, right? There's some dirt over there, but I looked there. I thought I seen a few places where there was toe prints. Let's take a look over there anyway. But the ground is very hard here, and this would be the only place that their footprint would show up. They didn't have to step there, right? They didn't have to step there. Oh, I love them. They do stuff like this, trust me, they do. It's like, hello, we were here. Sometimes they'll slap at the corner of my house. Like I said, with my deck there, maybe the night that I finished, the day that I finished that night, it was like bang, bang. And I wasn't quite asleep yet, and it was so loud, and it was so obvious that something was tapping my deck, right? And I really do. The feeling that came across was, good job. Good job. Because I did work very hard on that deck for, quite a few weeks. Quite a few weeks it took me to do that. I can do carpentry, but I'm no licensed carpenter, right? It turned out pretty good. It turned out, and I'm a fussy, I'm a sticker for level and straight and when I'm building things. So I'll go walk over there and I'll show you how dusty that is. I don't want to disturb it too much until I come in here. See, it's fairly dry. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. But the goats will go, and I swear they love the dirt. They'll have a dust bath, and a lot of the marks and stuff in there is from their hooves, right? So what I had seen that morning, I could have swore I seen toe marks. There was 2 tracks coming, and it would have made sense because they would have traveled on this and went right onto that ant pile right there, right? And then made their way over to my gifting site. So it was a straight walk. I think that's what... I think they came, there's a few, I think they come from different directions. They're in different areas through the day and at night, because there are times where I've heard whistles up in the north pasture and one's answering them to the south where the Bigfoot mint patch is, and we'll hear them talk to each other with whistles. My sister and I, there was a few nights where we just sat on my mom's front deck and we just listened to them whistle to each other, right? I guess they were letting each other know where they all were. And one night, we had whistles, would have been straight through there. That's where our main road is. We had whistles coming from there, whistles coming from way that way in the north pasture. And then we had whistles coming from down where the Bigfoot min patch is. It was as if they were all answering each other, like letting each other know where each other was. It's kind of amazing to listen to, right? They do, there are times where you can just sit here at night and hear all kinds of things. It's them. They are talking there. We'll hear I call this like guttural vocals talking down on the southern tree line where the mid patch is. And then we'll hear the wood knocks. You just sit and stay quiet and just listen. And you'll hear all kinds of activity, right? All kinds of activity. I will leave it there. I just want to share this with you. Very exciting. I believe this is Kona's. It would make sense because that's a small one. It's obviously it's either female, one of the females, smaller females, or it's Kona's the smallest one that I know of besides the babies that were, I think they had a couple of babies here these last couple of years, this clan, this group. A lot of times they visit me through dreams and visions. They do come and see me, and there's been times where they take me to go see things, and it is literally like having an outer body experience, and I'm being pulled right out of my house, and off we go, right? We go, and I'm literally watching the ground zip by me. And they have taken me and shown me caves. They showed me where the caves are, and when we got there, there was a mom and a little baby. The little baby was so cute. Full of hair, all full of hair and big eyes. Oh my goodness, the eyes. I remember the eyes. But anyway, I'll quit rambling here. I just want to share these things with you. Wow. But it is. This is day to day, week to week, month to month here on the farm. We hear, see, smell them all the time. It's normal for us. It's nothing unusual. When it's not there, I always get concerned, and I start calling them, or I start projecting my worry, and they will let me know. One of them will show up, one of them will leave me something, one of them will gift me something just to let me know everything's okay, they're still here. But yeah, this is my life, right? This is what we go through on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis here. Lots of activity. But they're a beautiful being. They're a beautiful species. And again, be careful what you listen to. All of the rhetoric and garbage out there. There's so much of it, right? There's so much of it. This is a minority. I am a minority. I know that. I understand that. I'm fully aware of that. But for all of you that are watching and listening here, be careful what you hear and listen to out there, right? It's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of garbage. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So, yep, we got a Sasquatch track. I think it's Kona. My gifting, the chalkboard not much has happened there other than the rain washing quite a bit of it away. But it's so amazing that the rain didn't erase me and the Bigfoot and Sammy. That amazed me. It was kind of sad to see when I came out here after the rain. I was like, oh man. And then most of it's still there, so I'm just going to leave it. It looks good. To sum all this up, we've got a Bigfoot track in the anthill. Chalkboard's okay, but we lost some of my doodle because of the rain. My deck is done. They enjoyed it. I believe that they come and tapped my deck, and the feeling that came through to me, like I said, was good job, right? You did it. Good job. Because they seen me. There was times where I was banging on things, and as I'm banging here, I can hear banging down in the trees. It's not an echo either. Like, it wasn't an echo. This was like, I would be banging here, and I would sit, take a break, boom, 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 down in the trees. almost as loud as a rifle, like a gun. They were making it. They were knocking loud. And that sound, I don't think that could have came from their mouths. Sometimes I think some of the sounds they do make comes from their mouth or their throat or somehow. These, though, they were hitting trees because I was hitting wood, right? It was like they were with me through the whole thing. So that was good. It's always good to know that they're here. And there's a lot of times when I'm doing things around the farm here, and if I'm banging on something, they'll bang. If I'm yelling at the goats because they're not listening, I hear, oh, down in the trees. They start vocalizing down there. We're all together here, right? We're all together. We're all a part of the same story. And it's good. It's all good. We'll leave it there. Take care. Thank you all for being here. If there's any new subscribers, thank you for coming on board. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, my plan, either later this evening or tomorrow evening, early evening, I will be at Seven Creeks. I got work to do down there. Stay safe, and I will see you in the trees. Bye for now.